Today I want to show you the super simple way to harvest and save calendula seed. It really is simple. Let's do it. Welcome to Gardenary. My name is Nicole Burke and I'm so glad you're here. I'm the author of the book Kitchen Garden Revival, and I'm on a mission to make gardening an ordinary part of everybody's life once again. And one of the fun, easy, simple ways to get started in the kitchen garden is with this plant. It's called Calendula. We've got other videos on the channel all about growing this flower, so be sure you check those out. Today I want to show you how you can simply save calendula seed. This is one of the easiest plants to save seed from. Saving seed is so magical for a couple of reasons. Number one, it shows you the full cycle of the plant. So when you get to save your seed from this year's plant, you get to literally see from the fruit and the final product of the plant all the way to its very beginning. The next reason why saving seed is so much fun is because you get to save money. So seeds you're going to see just from this one plant, each plant in the kitchen garden produces hundreds times itself every season with its seed production. And so every time you save seed, you're literally saving money. You're saving what you would spend the next season to start that plant again. And the third reason why saving seed is so great is because you get to share the magic. So each time you save your own seed, that means that you're going to have way more than you need unless you 50 times your growing space the next year, which means you're going to have so many great gifts to give friends and family and neighbors who want to try growing those plants too. So saving seed right now is such a great idea because we're preparing for the holiday season. So you can literally, set up your little seed packages and get ready to put them on gifts or send them to friends and family to celebrate the holidays. So let's get into it. Super easy to do. So let's just go through real quick. I have here, because I have cared for this plant like literally zero since the plant started growing in the summer, I have all stages of growth here on this one plant. So first here we have just the flower bud. So this is where the flower is just getting started, just beginning to get ready to bloom. Then here we have like a young, easy early bloomer, or actually this one's more of an early bloomer. And then we have the calendula bloom in full bloom. So you can see it's all the way open. Its pollen center is there. This is the calendula flower in all of its glory. But then we have here on this particular one where the petals have started to dry and they're becoming like more papery. And eventually what's going to happen is those petals will almost, a lot of them will just fall to the ground. So this one is at that next stage. And then we have more of the finished stage where we're ready to collect the seed. So you can see here, this one has turned brown and is completely dry, and there's no sign of petals here. So compared to this one, look at this one, how it's green and fresh. That's where I just removed the petals. This one's completely done. So it has this neat process where the seeds are protected. Nature's so cool that way. So the base of the what's that called? The flower kind of curls up over the seeds. And then all you have to do is just like you saw here, I just kind of turned it upside down. But all you have to do is really just kind of ruffle it with your fingers and all of the seeds drop. So calendula seeds, I like to say, are somewhat like in the shape of a squid. And as you start to garden, you'll find that the larger the seed, the easier to collect the seed, save the seed, and start the plant. I found that things like with nasturtium seeds or bean seeds, they're just simpler to collect because they're bigger. And then they're simpler to start because there's just more there to handle, so you can separate them out easier, make sure they're planted to the right depth, that kind of thing. So that was probably 6 or 7 seeds just from that one bloom, and then we'll do this again. So I'll see if I can show you this, how these little pieces of the stem curl over to protect the seeds. It's pretty neat how nature, each plant you'll find in the garden has its own little way that it's protected itself so that it can, preserve its kind and reproduce. It's so cool. So I'm just kind of pulling that dried piece off and then pulling the seeds apart. So you can see all of these nasturtium seeds, and not nasturtium, calendula seeds here. Probably we have another, I don't know, 10 from that one. So you can see you're basically gonna get 7 to 10 new seeds from each of these flower heads. And you know, you can speed up the process and just grab them all at once. Now, calendula is one of the most powerful self-seeders in the garden. So if you follow many gardeners online or in your town, you'll find that a lot of them usually will end up with calendula growing like in the pathways and along the sides of their beds. And that's because of these huge seeds that will typically, and it's probably already happened for me, they'll drop down below my beds. The seeds will kind of nestle in there over the winter, and then as soon as the temperatures are optimal again, those seeds will germinate and you'll end up with calendula all over. We call those volunteer calendula because they just kind of volunteered to grow. And as you start to grow this plant and collect the seeds, you'll start to see why that happens, because the seeds are just so prolific. All right, so like I said, this is super simple, super easy. Anybody can do it. And calendula is such a great plant to add into your kitchen garden. If you've missed some of our other videos about the magic of calendula, be sure to check them out. And now I got all my seeds, not just for myself, but also for my friends, for my family, and for the future kitchen gardens to come. That's all for today's video. Thanks so much for watching the Gardenary channel. I hope that this inspires you to get out, to plant some calendula, and make the most of every season in your kitchen garden. If you haven't taken the green thumb quiz yet, you gotta go check it out at gardenary.com/quiz. We have just a few questions. We'll help you figure out what stage you're at in your gardening journey, and then we'll give you resources to help you grow to the next level. Thanks again for being part of the Gardenary family, and I'll see you next time.